How you doing? Today I'm going to talk to you about a problem with no-till. Now, if you know me or if you've seen a lot of my videos, you'll be well aware that I love no-till. I think it's the best thing that has happened since carbon, right? Since sliced carbon. It's a lot less work than digging. It's great for the soil. It beats all the weeds. Wait, does it? No, it doesn't. Maybe I should bleep that bit. Because here at least, and I know in several other places around the world, we have something that's called, well, we call it here scutch grass. It's rhizome grass. There's plenty of other names for it across the world, but here we call it scutch grass or duck grass, quack grass. And what happens is, as well as the roots going down, it sends out rhizomes across. It can spread rapidly, even through no-till. It can pierce through cardboard, compost, wood chips, whatever. It'll come up. But if you put down thick enough, you can get away with it. And what we did here was we were running out of compost last year. When we put down these beds, we put down the recommended amount, whereas on these beds over here we put nearly double the recommended amount when we had loads of compost. And we only put down the recommended amount here, 4 to 6 inches, and it was not enough to kill the rhizome grass. As you can see here, it's coming up in the beds, it's coming up in the pathways. We're very lucky it's contained to one section of the garden here. And right now what I'm doing about it is I'm digging it out, which is a long job because as soon as you find a root or a rhizome, it just goes and travels and travels and travels and travels. It's very, very difficult to get all of it. But then after that, I'm putting down another layer of cardboard, another layer of compost, and another layer of wood chip. Another mistake we made last year is we did not mulch the pathway. If you're putting down no-till beds, mulch the pathways. Okay. So hopefully that's how we're going to beat the quack grass here. I will be doing an update on that, I guess this time next year, to tell you whether it came back or not. Yeah, it's a tough pest, and hopefully this will get rid of it. What happens is we have this mother plant here, and this is the rhizome. You see the spear coming up from another plant here. Now, digging it out on its own is just not enough, because the rhizome, if you split it, if you leave even less than an inch of rhizome in there, it'll sprout again and grow, and then immediately start putting out its own rhizomes, and it can take over. It can grow up to an inch a day, each rhizome, not just one plant, right? Each rhizome from each plant can grow up to an inch a day, and you quickly colonize the whole area. So we're going to dig it out, like I said, and then put down another layer on top, so that while it's at its weakest, we blanket it with cardboard and mulch. And then I'm going to put a very, very thick planting of salad on top, so no light even gets to the soil, so it has zero light and physical barrier. Hopefully that'll do it. As well as that, we're going to extend our wood chip pathways on the outside to 2 foot at least on all the way around, and that hopefully should stop invading from there. So we're using this lovely spent mushroom compost. It's a waste stream for the mushroom growers. It's a gold mine to us. Full of carbon, full of nitrogen, full of all sorts of stuff. Great for mulch, and we're piling it high and deep. The last few beds we've built coincide with potato planting season, and because the potatoes you want a fairly deep bed anyway, and we mulch it at about 8 inches at least, blankets out everything, and we will be mulching the pathways straight away as well. So, lessons about the rhizome grass. Number one, it grows a lot, and because it's such a ferocious growth, it has a ferocious appetite, and it takes about 50% of the nutrients away from your other crops. You don't want it in your beds. It's a big problem. Number two, if you put down your beds properly the first time, it will definitely lessen the pressure. That is, put down at least 8 inches of compost, 8 inches of wood chip on your paths. Bring your paths out at least, I would say, 18 inches away from your beds. If it does get in, dig it out immediately. Put down a fresh layer of cardboard and compost and wood chip again, and pay attention to details, because I just found where it came in from. Okay, along this edge of the polytunnel, until recently, was not covered in wood chip along this path. It did have cardboard down, but as you can see, there's part of it there, and underneath that baseboard there is a base rail for the polytunnel. And what happened was, in a couple of spots the cardboard didn't get quite underneath that base rail. It left a gap for the grass to come up through, and then as soon as that hit light, it spread out its rhizomes all over the place and just pushed through wherever it wanted to. So our rhizome grass invasion was our own fault. Pay attention to details, put down plenty of mulch, don't cheap out on it. We were running out here, which is why we cheaped out at the end of this last bed. If you do all that, hopefully you will have no problems with rhizome grass in your no-till beds. Until next time.